All right, everyone, just a few minutes ago, you saw the reveal trailer of Dirt 5, and I kind of was left speechless, but I'm going to have to get it together here because we're going to dive even deeper into everything. Right now, we have Robert Karp, who is Dirt 5's development director, in the driver's seat to talk about what's next for the series. Robert, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you, Malik?
I'm doing great. Excited to dive into this. Now, Dirt 5, obviously the newest game in the series. Let's start with locations because kind of the backdrop is kind of important for a racing game. So where are we going to be going in Dirt 5?
So you saw from the trailer, we had New York, then we went to China, and then we went to Norway. We've got lots more environments than that. But each of the environments are bespokely created based in real worlds for the tracks and the event types that we play in there. So for New York, for example, you saw us racing over the East River when it was frozen in winter, but you can play in New York in the summer and spring and autumn. And there you'll be able to race along Roosevelt Island on a couple of different tracks. That gives you a totally different experience. After that, we go to Brazil, we take in the favelas and Christ the Redeemer. We have tracks in Europe, in Italy, in Arizona. So there's really a really wide range of tracks with a really colourful and wide different colour palette that offer really interesting and different experiences.
Super cool. I'm excited to see all the different locations as well as how the weather's going to change. I'm personally a New York boy, so I'm excited to race in New York. But it is a racing game after all, so let's talk about some of the cars that we're going to be able to jump into.
We have one of the widest ranges of vehicles that we've had in a dirt game ever before. So you've got the rally cars that you saw some buggies in China. We also have sprint cars, which are really cool and interesting. They go around ovals, they only turn left. Each of their wheels is like a different size, with the front one at the left the smallest, the back one at the right the biggest. They've got 900 horsepower, and you just basically drift all the way around the oval, kicking up big plumes of smoke, which is really fun.
Oh, that's super cool. Of course, everyone's going to be excited for more, right? More cars, more different types of vehicles. That's pretty cool. Now let's talk about the experience when the players jump into the game. What are some things that veteran Dirt franchise players are going to notice, and what are some things that they're going to notice for the first time ever?
So I think jumping into the career, they're going to notice the kind of agency or the choice of the different events. But some of the new things that are due to the franchise, and one of the ones I'm most excited about, is 4-player split screen. So in career or in arcade mode, where you can pick your event type and your vehicle type and your time of day, how quickly the time changes and what the weather's going to change, you can play that with your friends. So on launch day, when you get your Xbox Series X home, you boot it up, you invite a few friends over, you can all race together.
That's super exciting. 4-player split screen, something that we always want to see because it's always good to have your friends around and play some games on the couch. So that's pretty cool. Now let's shift gears a bit into the career mode. Obviously, the Dirt franchise is known for the career mode and taking you through a bunch of different races. Can you talk a bit about the story there? And I hear Little Birdie has told me that there's a very dynamic duo in the voiceover booth. Let's talk about that as well.
There is a dynamic duo. So one of the things that I really enjoy about the career is the real world sponsors. So as you race, you'll sign up to real world sponsors who'll give you rewards and pay you to race for them. And talking you through that will be your mentor. He'll help guide you, give you tips and hints, and that's voiced by Troy Baker.
Greetings from the booth, everybody.
And there's really only one person to have as the protagonist to Troy Baker, who's the nemesis, and that's Nolan North.
Thrilled to be working with Codemasters on this, playing a very pivotal character, per usual. Also, you're going to see some pretty recognizable faces in this game, so you don't want to miss it.
So as you race, you'll have to beat him if you want to win the career.
That's super exciting because one, I'm excited to jump into the career, but two, I feel like a lot of players are going to be happy about having both Troy Baker and Nolan North in the same video game. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Now, again, we're super happy that Dirt 5 is part of the reveal of the first gameplay for Xbox Series X. So let's talk about some of the things that we're going to see that are specific to Xbox Series X.
So Dirt 5, you'll be able to play at 4K at 60 FPS, but there'll also be an option for 120 Hz mode. So, gamers know frame rate counts. 120 Hz in racing, that's where the action's at. On top of that, Dirt 5 will leverage the smart delivery technology. So you buy the game on Xbox One, you can play on Xbox Series X as soon as you get the new console. You buy it on Xbox Series X and you go over, you have an Xbox One in your house or in another room and you want to play in there, you can play Xbox One, so you'll always be playing the best version. And lastly is the fast loading. So that means that you get into the game almost instantaneously from turning on the console. No more waiting. you're in there, you're racing straight away.
I love everything that you just said there. You buy the game, you get the best version for the platform that you own. You get in the game, loading times are a thing that everyone hates, so minimizing that is fantastic. And then you get to choose between 4K 60 and 120 frames per second. So that is pretty cool. Again, Robert, thank you so much for stopping by. I got to say that I probably speak for everyone watching when I say that we're super excited to see Dirt 5 on Xbox Series X coming up this year. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.